Hello, friends, and welcome to 10 Points Under, where 10 points can get you to wash your hands for at least 10 seconds, maybe 20 seconds, maybe, half a minute, sing your ABCs, whatever you need to do. Wash your hands, guys. Today, I'm coming at you with a very, very special guest host. In fact, this is the first person I've had on as a guest host twice. This is Doc. Welcome, Doc.
Thank you. I'm happy to come back again. It was a lot of fun last time. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think that was one of our I really liked the discussion that we had last time, and I'm really excited to have you on again and talk Heroscape with you a bit more. I'm sure most people out there know Doc. If you don't, he's one of the top ranked Heroscape players. He's won the Gen Con main event a few times now. I think at least 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah,
three times the main event. Yeah.
So he's kind of a big deal. He's all right. He kind of knows what he's talking about. So I'm gonna put my trust in him today.
Sounds good.
All right, today we're coming at you. We're continuing our round 2 season, and we've got a game between Chris Perkins and vegietarian18. Again, both players that we've had on the channel before. They're both great players. And yeah, so Chris is over in the left with the yellow start zone. He's got the steamroller build, which is 3 squads of Capoan Gladiators, Crixus, Spartacus, and he's also got curses thrown in because it's a 555 point army limit. So, threw that in for good measure. And then on the other side, we've got a bit more of a hodgepodge of sorts, or more of a Valiant podge, I suppose. We've got 1 squad of Knights of Weston, Alistair MacDirk, 1 squad of 4th, 1 squad of Templar Cavalry, and Sergeant Drake Alexander. So, and definitely 2 different interesting armies.
Yeah, so I would definitely say on paper I prefer the Gladiator build just because it has so much more common squad redundancy. It's going to be able to really work its way across the map and be confident that the order markers given in a given round are going to stick. And Cursus, while not the most durable figure, creates a threat. Basically, anytime things get too compacted, you can throw Cursus out there and try to get that big bomb in. And Cursus is pretty fragile, but the threat of that, I believe it's an attack 4 explosion, essentially, it could definitely put a little fear in you. So, yeah, I have to give the edge to the steamroller just purely on the basis of common squad redundancy. But it'll be interesting to see if using the 4th to kind of bring things in and get some free shots, perhaps that can equalize things. I don't know what the plan's going to be, what the lead out is going to be. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Yeah, definitely agreed. I think because 4th are usually a really good counter to those big old melee armies, but there's only 1 squad here, so
yeah. I actually like the 1x 4th builds as an idea. It can be useful to kind of draw someone in, but the problem here is that once you draw them in, you just have that 1 squad, and it's that 1 squad of Templars. So you're drawing them in, but you better have done a lot of damage and kind of strung them out, because if they can advance as sort of a solid, cohesive group and get in there and consistently get 4 attacks a turn, it's going to be very tough to juggle order markers and respond.
Right, yeah, I agree there. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get this game rolling.
Right on.
And we'll see how it develops out.
So it looks like Chris has got a couple on Drake. So that's the 170 point Drake, right?
Yeah, that's the 170. Which is
so there is the pistol to use with Drake. Mm-hmm. It's possible that Chris was thinking that he was worried about a Cursus rush and wanted to go with a single hero to avoid the worst outcomes of that. The worst things that could happen with that.
That makes sense.
So let's see which one of the is that Spartacus on the very bottom there?
At the very bottom, that's Crixus. Spartacus is in the top left.
Got it. Okay, yeah, there we are.
Yeah.
Right.
So
one
of the more difficult parts of OnlineScape.
Leading out with the Crixus bond. Yeah, the Gladiators are one of the tougher ones. Some of them I don't really have a problem with, but
yeah.
But the Gladiators could be a tough one. I should go into the images and put like a halo around Crixus and Spartacus so they're easy to tell apart.
I mean, they're hard enough to tell in person sometimes, even.
That is the truth. That is the truth. I've played against him and I struggle with that.
But yeah, it looks like he's going a little bit on both sides.
Yeah, which does give him some flexibility. That way Veggie can sort of see where the order markers are, or see where the activations are, and try to kind of limit the attacks that he's going to face on the flip side. Like if he thinks an order marker is coming from the knights, maybe he stays, 5 spaces back from the knights and tries to hit a Templar cab. If you have sort of some figures forward in each spot, then you have a little bit of flexibility to play around like that. Mm-hmm. Try to limit your counterattacks. But it is Drake first anyway, so...
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I'm sure he probably tries to go for a pistol... Well, I don't know. Would you try to go Drake solo against some gladiators, or they could probably take him down pretty quickly?
Yeah, but, you're going to have to do something. I think... Right. I think probably I would go north and ping one of those gladiators. They're on level 2, right?
On north, yeah, those are both on level 2.
Yeah, so that would be my move. Would be to pop to the north and take a shot. Just because I mean, the goal here, clearly, the only way you're going to win it is if you can force the gladiators to get strung out a little bit. And if you play conservatively, then all Veggie's going to do is just bring up more gladiators from the back, mass his whole army in the middle, and then he's going to, have a, basically his pick of what he wants to take down first, or he could take a couple off each squad so that there's no efficient order markers.
Okay.
So basically, I think you have to kind of put pressure on the Capian army and force them to advance. So
that makes sense. Like
that's what he's doing. I don't love the placement.
Yeah, that's kind of dangerous.
I think the principle of attacking in that direction is right, but the range on the pistol is range 5, so I would have put him up above. The only argument I could see for where he put him is maybe he's trying to protect that Templar cavalry knight, which otherwise now it takes a leaving engagement attack to get there, but I don't really think that's worth giving up height attacks on Drake.
Right. Yeah, same. Especially if that attack hadn't gone through. He was able to kill that one gladiator, but 2 attacks down of 5 is pretty scary.
That would have been bad. Yeah, 2 5s on it's only a 4 defense Drake. So, but so here's what I'm talking about though, because the order markers they've scrolled. The scroll has gone past, but if I remember right, it was 2 on Drake, and then 1 on knights and 1 on 4th. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So maybe guessing that the first 2 were Drake,
he's going in and taking out the efficiency of the knights now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, number 2 is on Drake, so.
Yep.
And yeah, he'll be able to pivot, take out, definitely be able to take out another gladiator with that roll. But
so Drake did his job and actually did block, so that worked out. But the problem was. I think if it were me, I might have set up my start zones a little differently. I might have put the 4th in the front, put my melee squads a little farther back, and led with the 4th and tried to get a couple sort of early pings to bring guys in.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it would have worked.
Right.
But my goal approaching this fight would have been to try to get a squad up to force 1 full squad of gladiators up forward, kill them, and then have an isolated Crixus that you can try to take out, maybe with Alistair and some knights, and then I don't know. See from there, it's a more manageable fight.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think I'd probably. I mean, I've really become a fan of the whole lead with range strategy idea. So that's definitely why I would probably go with 4th first, but. Yeah, I can definitely see the benefits of doing that. Fortunately, Chris has been able to defend the north side pretty well, but yeah, that south piece of his start zone is just getting slaughtered.
Yeah, and I suspect that 3rd order marker will be on knights. I'm imagining the Veggie suspected the same thing at the time, and now at this point, you're going to take probably a double attack from Alistair on Crixus, which isn't great, but Crixus does have that 1 shield defense, so he's probably only going to take 2 wounds.
Right, yeah.
and then it's just a single knight that can't reach anything. So, Veggie, wisely just bringing up more troops, getting the one gladiator in the fight here. Because that way that knight is not going to be able to do anything. Oh, and it's the Templar, so...
Oh, interesting.
I guess that somewhat explains why Chris was so interested in avoiding the height attack on the Templar.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
In that first order marker, why he put Drake in that kind of questionable spot. It was clearly he knew his third was on Templar, and he didn't want to lose that attack.
Yeah, because that'd be a third of his attacking power, and that actually did kind of work out decently well because now he can charge with all of them.
He will be able to hit with all of them, I think.
7, 8, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
7. Well, the one in the top right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, so one of them won't. The middle, but two of them will get attacks, and you could do worse than that.
Right, yeah, and that, I mean, Templar cavalry, not the best units, but I always have fun charging horses and rolling 5 dice. I think that's fun.
And this is I would say this is a fairly tough map to play the kind of army that Chris is playing.
Yeah.
In my experience, when split start zone maps are, they place even more pressure on armies that have lots of different order marker spots. Mm-hmm. If you're playing a homogeneous army, if you're playing a bunch of knights or a bunch of stingers or something like that, it's not that difficult to deal with split start zones. It's because you can deploy from wherever you want, whenever you want. But you really have to plan things out a lot when you're playing an army that's got 3 different places for order markers, and where the start zones split out like this. I remember, I guess it was 2016 main event. I was playing an army that had Deathstalkers and Mohicans, and I was playing on Burial Marsh a couple times, and it was a real struggle arranging my armies there. So yeah, I figured this would be his placement. He is going to give up height if he can't get the kill, but this was the only way he could get the engagement. Mm-hmm. So pretty much has to go that way, and then he'll be able to get one attack on Crixus in the south end here with the other Templar Knight. I assume that's where he's going to go. I'm not sure what he's going to do with the third Knight. It really depends where he thinks he can get attacked. He might just kind of put it in the middle in a spot where if he gets the initiative to start the round, he'll be able to charge that Capion that's right next to the treasure glyph. So he might be thinking he'll hit Crixus with one here, hit that Capion with another, put the other Templar Cav in the middle of the map. Yeah, so that's nice. What he's doing, and then kind of hope. If it were me, I would then put order marker 1 on the Templar Cav again and hope to get a second charge out. I don't know. It would be a decent play. At this point, that's probably his best because he has 3/4 left. He has 1 knight left. I think that's probably his best, but he's going to need. If he could get a kill on 1 Capion this turn and 2 Capions next turn, it's not that. Yeah. It's not a horrible spot. At that point, he would have 1, 2, 3 down. He would have 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 Capions left. I guess he could also charge the one in the bottom here. I don't know. We'll see what he might actually take this Templar Cav that's attacking Crixus this turn. So here he goes. Oh, well, he managed to kill that one.
Nice. That's
he could decide to not attack Crixus on order marker 1 and instead swing him around to attack the Capuan who's down on the bottom there.
Oh, that's true, because he would get that charge against it, right?
Yeah. So that might be the play, and then he could potentially take out 3 Capuans next turn, which would only leave 1 squad after that.
That wouldn't be a terrible position. I mean, at that point, you're still pretty worried about Crixus just because he's such a beat
Crixus
stick.
And Spartacus are going to be a pain to kill, and you've really only got... But, I mean, you've got Drake and Alistair, who are both pretty tough heroes in their own right, and if you take out the Capuans, it's just a hero v hero battle, and that's, I would probably take Crixus and Spartacus over Alistair and Drake, but it's close. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't have to think about it. It's Probably, yeah, I think I would. But it's close. It's definitely a manageable fight.
Yeah, I think like maybe on a smaller map, you might have more of a chance of being able to kill Spartacus and lowering the effectiveness of Crixus or something like. I don't know. I mean, I don't see that happening on this map at all, really. But it does give options.
Yeah, I don't see an assassination of Spartacus being an effective strategy here. I think Chris's best option here is really get the Capuans off the board and hope you win the hero v hero fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a manageable situation at that point. If he gets it down to one squad and then he just needs he did not get that initiative. No. He really needed it. I'm guessing he only put one order marker on the Templar. I'm guessing that's X on the Templar there.
I kind of hope it's X on the Templar there.
But my guess is it's Templar, then Knight, then Alistair, but you don't know. It's either way. It's not a great spot at this point. I'm guessing he might even be debating a leave. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's a double leave, but there's an argument for it. I'm not sure I would have done it. I don't think I would have, but I understand the argument.
Yeah, I think personally, like with the power of one shield defense with Crixus against Chris's army, I think I'd probably have gone for a safer play. But I mean, if he gets the kill on all three Templar, then that's really good. He steals at least one
and even just by tying all three Templar down, he denies the charging assault to any of them. So that's a really nice perk. So I understand why he did it. I think I probably would have just said, I'm just going to make sure I kill two of them, and I'm good with that. That would have been my approach, and that means that he does get one free hack with one Templar cav, but it's not the biggest deal. And plus, that's going to give his Capuans on the left something to do while they're advancing. They'll be able to take out that last Templar. Or did that? Oh, it's 2 blocks. So that's
nice. That's pretty good for Chris there.
It's a start. I think he really needed that initiative though.
Yeah, that would have been huge if he was able to get that.
You could kind of see a path to victory there. Not an easy one, but certainly a possible one. And now I'm not saying, obviously he still has plenty of stuff on the board. He still has 2 very strong heroes that are unwounded. I'm not saying he can't win it from here, but he's not
making it easy on himself. Or Veggie's not making it easy for him.
Yeah, it's a tough spot at this point.
Yeah, and unfortunately, once those Templar get tied down, there's only so much you can do with them. Really, just kind of swing and hope for that.
Yeah, the 3 defense on those Templar cav is
kind of sad.
It's insultingly bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 120 points, and they have 3 defense. It's just no good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they do get that +1 defense against squad figures,
right? But only adjacent ones.
Yes, so. which is all of them in this case, but it's it's still like they don't get it against Crixus, and it'd be nice. So, my guess is that he doesn't even have any more order markers on them, but he might have risked it and put a second one on there. I don't think that would have been wise, just because it was likely that they were going to get taken out one way or another there on Veggie's first order marker.
Yeah, agreed. I do think it's interesting that he maneuvered that Templar to a spot where he's able to be engaged by that Gladiator. It makes me think that he probably doesn't have another order marker on them. Yeah.
And that maybe he just wanted to give Alistair a height attack on that Gladiator.
Oh, there you go.
And I don't know if he was thinking on that level, but that might have been what he was doing.
Let's see, and 2 wounds on Drake.
That's not good.
Ouch, yeah. All right, yep, there we go, the Knights. Well, the Knight.
Yes. So Alistair gets height on that Gladiator, and then he can overextend and take a shot at Crixus if he wants. I don't know if that's going to be the play. He might save his overextend for the next order marker, for his order marker 3 on Alistair, just because if he did go and take a shot at Crixus after overextending this turn, he would give up a height attack to Crixus on Veggie's OM3. So my guess is that he'll just attack down on the Gladiator. If he gets the kill, he'll forego the second. Although actually, no, now that I think about it, the knight will be able to engage Crixus from the other side. So he could overextend now.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Because with Coward's Reward, it seems unlikely that the Crixus would take a leading engage just to get. But he decided he was good with just staying here.
Oh,
oof.
Wow, nice.
That's an oof.
Yeah, and so with overextend coming in, that could be a dead Crixus next turn.
It definitely could. Definitely could. I like Chris's order marker placement this round. I think it all made sense.
Mm-hmm.
He had a plan. He just needed to win initiative for it to really work out.
Oh yeah, if he'd won initiative, then
he needed to win initiative and kill a bunch of captains. But yeah. If he does, I think this could be heading in.
Yeah, it's already. I mean, like for all the figures that Veggie's been able to kill, this game still does seem pretty close. I mean, like it's winnable for Chris. And yeah, if he'd won that initiative, it'd be even more so.
Yeah.
So we've got, let's see. So yeah, that's just one squad plus one Cap 1 left on the board.
Let's see. Yeah, 1, 2. Let's see. He's got 1, 2. I think. Yeah. He's got 4 left, right? So I mean, if he had gotten those kills with the Templar that turn, it'd be a very different situation. But oof. Let's see, that's just one more wound on Drake. So does Alistair have just 5 move or 6 move?
I believe he has 5. Pretty sure it's 5.
Yeah, so that was a very smart placement by Veggie running around the knight to make it so that Alistair would have to attack off. It's good forward thinking.
Yeah, actually, I really love that placement. Wound still went through, but
yeah. All the same, you do what you can to get the advantage you can.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So,
but cool. So yeah, so if he's able to take out a few more Gladiators, and like I'm looking at this, like I think he's got a good chance of taking out the Gladiator squads, and then the 4th should be fairly decent at kiting. I mean, Spartacus is great, but he's slow. But then you've still got Crixus Cursus on the board, who's with his, what is it, bound?
Yeah,
all over the place.
It's going to be tough for Veggie to invest in Cursus.
Mm-hmm. There's still Gladiators on the board.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, I mean, he could have let out with him early, but I think it was probably right to just leave him as sort of a threat. I don't know who placed first in this game, but my guess is Veggie placed first and put Cursus there essentially to force Chris to not use the center area in placement.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. In fact, I think there was a note or a comment from Chris at the beginning of before the game started that I saw where basically he was saying that Cursus makes start zone placement really hard on this map.
Yes, absolutely true.
Yeah.
I guess with Cursus you could bound. You can bound for 4 and then use Sonic Fist. So actually, you could drop an order marker on him early on. It wouldn't have been a bad play necessarily.
Yeah, because you could still get into a good amount of spots, really.
Yeah, I think it was just far enough away that he couldn't have done an order marker 1 start zone bomb with Sonic Fist, even on this map. Yeah. He would have needed 2 order markers to get Curses to drop on anything. So with that in mind, it was probably best to just go Gladiators from the start. But Curses' threat remains, but Curses is probably not going to be that big a factor. It's really just 1 attack of 5 at this point because Chris isn't going to have that much stuff that's right next to each other at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
He did get this initiative, but
nice.
he wishes he had gotten this last time around.
Oh, wow,
but if he takes out 2 knights here, 2 gladiators here, he gets a bit of a reprieve. At that point, and now he's debating, does he want to just risk it and not overextend? Yeah. I guess he figures he'll have a chance to overextend later anyway in the round, so why do it now?
Yeah, that makes sense.
When he might not need it if the knight gets the kill. So now he gets a bit of a reprieve. There aren't any. He's finally reached that point that he was aiming at, where he's strung out Veggie's army enough that Veggie doesn't have any attacks. But Veggie can just regroup here and basically say, well, it's not like you got a whole bunch of range. I didn't see where Chris's order markers were. I don't know if he was bold enough to put any on the 4th.
There was
Drake.
I think there was at least one on 4th and one on Drake, I believe. So I mean, one of those could be the X.
Yeah, when I think about Chris's chances here, one of the biggest problems he has is those 3 wounds on Drake. That is
right.
That is a lot. If it does come down to the slugfest, Spartacus could one-shot Drake at this point. But if he gets a good hit on Spartacus, he can still win this. Actually, at this point, it's pretty even. It's been a good last 2 or 3 turns for Chris. He's really turned it around. It looked pretty grim for him when Veggie won initiative and took out those 2 knights. But Crix is going down, and then he hasn't really gotten any defensive rolls with the gladiators that were up front. So it's been pretty good for him. He's really brought himself back quite well.
Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with how well he's been able to push things into his favor, and just like I guess like looking for those small little places to get a little bit more value, kill those forward gladiators.
Yeah, I would have been a great spot for curses. Actually, he could have hit
right.
3 guys.
I was just thinking that.
One of those things where you can't really project that one. Although actually, it wouldn't have been well. You have to know you're going to lose initiative. Is the thing. So
that's true.
At this point, honestly, if I were Chris, I would pull. I don't think I would push it forward at all. I think I would drop back with Alistair or hold steady.
Alistair, he's just going to die.
Yeah, there's you're in no real rush. If you do have an order marker on Drake or 4th, you're going to get a chance to take a shot, and you just want Alistair in a supporting position at that point. If Drake is coming up, with Drake you could put him on that pinnacle and shoot down. So you might want Alistair close enough that Alistair would be able to come in and take that height, to follow up if they attack Drake.
Oh, okay.
It really depends where the rest of his order markers are. If his order markers are on 4th, though, I would honestly back him up. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to move him forward. You're going to want to get a couple pings in with your 4th mass at this point.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
So now, he's just going to keep his guys in tight formation, try to avoid said pings, or make those pings at least level ground, or shooting up, or using jungle brush.
Yeah, there's a lot of cover that Veggie can use here, which is good for him.
Sure, so he's probably going to put 2 of them next to the brush, and then Spartacus is on the height.
And I think that's something that's important for Veggie to remember, that I think like at least a lot of newer players would probably overlook, is the fact that he does have the advantage still. I would say it still has, it's close, but he still has the advantage with the basically just order marker efficiency and quality of attacks. So he really doesn't need to rush things too much. He doesn't want to be pinged to death by the 4th, but there's no need to rush in there just to get picked off as he goes in.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to take a shot from the 4th, but the thing about it is the 4th have a range of 6. Mm-hmm. You have a bunch of 6-move figures in those gladiators, so if they're shooting at you, you're going to be able to hit them next turn if you block it. So if you can make it so that attack is a 2-on-5, you're probably going to block it, and you're probably going to be able to come right back. So you're not. And by the same token, you can't exactly avoid that hit. So, okay, so this is interesting. I don't think I would have done that. I think I would have left it 1 spot back, but maybe he's counting out spaces here and thinks he needs 2 of them that far forward.
Maybe.
I would have put him at least to the left there. Oh, but maybe, I guess he was spying order markers and he knew it was 4th anyway. So
he just took him straight out of range of a 4th?
Yeah, exactly. They're out of range of the 4th. So what he was thinking there is I may as well throw him as far forward as I can where the 4th can't shoot at him.
Right.
Because he's just kind of spying order markers and saying, look, it's going to be 4th.
That makes sense. That's a good catch from him.
So here it's time to move on the assault and hope you get the initiative switch, and then you can potentially take out. At the very least, you're going to keep the knight from ever getting an order marker again.
Right. Oh, interesting. Would you go for the 4th right there to get that kill and give up height. I don't know if I do that with Spartacus.
I would. Let's see. What's Spartacus's move?
5.
5, and he does not get his own bonus. Is that right?
No, he doesn't. He does have like 6 attack and 4 defense already, but yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
get an extra bonus.
I'm just thinking you're going to get double attacked by Alistair on height unless you can
Right.
get all the way down to the other side of the bush.
Oh, that's a big kill on Drake right there.
Yeah.
Nice
Well,
hit.
like I said, that the Drake having as many wounds as he did was always going to be rough.
Right, yeah, he was basically turned into a meat shield at that point anyway.
Yeah, so what I might do here is slide this one all the way over. I might have slide this one more space over to the right, even though that means it would give up height to Alistair, because what it means is it could swing around all the way to the 4th and not give up height if you win initiative. But
Oh, yeah.
he may be thinking now that he killed Drake, he's kind of back in the driver's seat, so don't take a risk. I something I talked about last time I was on the 10 points under is thinking about how much risk you need to take in a game depending on your position in the game. So the fact that he just killed Drake, I think I would say he's definitely in an advantageous position here, which wasn't completely clear before that Drake kill.
Mm-hmm.
So he may be thinking, I don't need to give up any height attacks. I don't need to take a big risk to try to avoid weight then fire. I can just put 2 guys next to jungle brush, put 1 guy far enough back that I don't have to worry about my order marker management, and just try to take down this knight. And if I get the initiative, that's great. I can get 2 clean attacks on Alistair. If I don't win initiative, well, he can get 3 attacks on Alistair if he wins initiative. If I don't, at least I'm not giving up height attacks to Alistair.
Yeah. Right, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And that knight just decided he didn't want to die, though, so then there's that.
Yeah, it kind of makes
But
sense.
I think it's probably right. I think at this point he's in a commanding position, so
Yeah, I'd definitely say so.
it's a question of I think at this point you still don't go Cursus, but you have the option if you wanted to throw Cursus out there and just take out the 4th that way.
Right.
I mean, and Alistair's just going to kill Cursus if you do that.
Right,
But
so I think you save Cursus until Alistair's dead, and then, like, if you need to hunt down a 4th, that gives you basically, 8 threat range to work with?
8 threat range, and it's not a suicide run at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I agree. At this point, Cursus is most useful as a 4th hunter in endgame, at least as long as Spartacus is still alive, and Spartacus is still clean, right? Spartacus has got 5 life left, so
yeah, no wounds on him yet, so
I think that's the play is just the question is, do you put 3 order markers on Glads, or do you just I would probably just go 2 order markers on Glads and 1 on Spartacus himself.
Okay.
Just because that way you can be a little more aggressive with your gladiators. If you do lose a gladiator on this first order marker, you're not completely hosed. Because you could certainly lose initiatives. But the other thing is with gladiators, of course, there's that gladiator inspiration factor. So you can't just like mix in a Cursus order marker, and without a significant penalty. So he's probably just gonna go. I would go gladiators, Spartacus here. You could even make an argument for gladiators, Spartacus. That may be a little over conservative.
Yeah, because I think Spartacus is going to be the main focus of. Oh well.
Well, he's got 2 Spartacus order markers, but that could be 3x.
Yeah, that's true. It does make things a little bit. That makes Chris's decisions a little bit more difficult. Oh, the +3, yeah.
It's very good for him. You could tell how eager Chris was to get his overextend on and try to snuff out Spartacus.
He was very excited.
Snuff out. He could potentially overextend, take out both gladiators. So
that's true. Yeah,
that's an argument for why you would want to go Spartacus, Gladiator. Gladiator, Spartacus, because Alistair could take out both gladiators before you take your first order marker. If you lose initiative and everything goes.
Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, I really like that. I mean, I don't know that I probably would have played it. I don't know if it would be safer, but Yeah, I probably just wouldn't have done that kind of shenanigans with my order markers, and I could see where, like, playing against Alistair, could be a big mistake with his potential to take out multiple guys. This makes Chris's decisions a lot more difficult in deciding, do I try to snipe Spartacus, who's full health? Do I go for gladiators, which are easier to kill, but then Spartacus still has order markers?
So if he brings both gladiators in here, well, okay, so at this point, because of Chris's mistake there, Veggie knows the next order markers on Alistair. So he knows he's going to face no more than 2 attacks. So maybe even if he does have his second order marker, so he must have a second order marker on gladiators here, because otherwise he would have definitely brought both of them into this fight.
Yeah.
So it's 1-2 gladiators, 3. So with that in mind, I mean, unless this was like next level mind games by Sandwich, I don't think I might have. I did it again. I might just to go crazy here. I might swing around, try to kill the gladiator, then overextend, take the leave, try to kill the other gladiator, because it's pretty likely OM2 was on gladiators. If you could take out both, then you're going to get a free turn to come back down and try to kill Spartacus, who won't have any order markers.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Until that third.
Yeah, and especially where Veggie now knows another one of Chris's order markers. I can really see where that order marker snipe would come in handy, because that'd give him time to... I mean, I'm not sure what the odds are exactly, but I think at this position in the game, that'd be really, really helpful if he's able to snipe that order marker on the gladiators. Yeah.
I think that would be my play at this point, just because you only have 4 life left on Alistair. Once Alistair is gone, you're pretty much toast.
Right.
And Spartacus is unwounded, so you need some free turns. I don't know where his third order marker is. I really need to pay attention when they put down the order markers. I'm so used to watching these games where I can scroll back up and look at the order markers.
Yeah, that's the one problem of having a recording.
I be something I'll remember next time. I just need to look at the order markers ahead, because he's decided he's just gonna
go for Spartacus.
He's debating it. I think if it were me, I'd go big or go home, try to take out both gladiators, but obviously the chances are not great. And if you do lose it, you're taking a height attack. But I think at this point, Veggie's pretty comfortably back in the driver's seat here with a full health Spartacus, a full health Cursus.
Like, you're so unlikely. I mean, the likelihood of taking out Spartacus with 2 attacks is probably about the same as killing both of those gladiators anyway. So
yeah, but if you take out Spartacus, let's say you do take out Spartacus, Gladiator Inspiration still applies for the remainder of the round, and you're still going to take an attack of 4 from one gladiator, and the other one's going to be attacking your knight. So, hey,
that's okay. It's a pretty good hit.
If you can kill Spartacus, I'm not going to say that's bad.
Right.
go ahead and kill Spartacus. That's cool. Okay.
Oh no, man.
I was close.
Yeah, if they could make this game a little bit closer, that'd be nice.
That does make it interesting. Again, I was saying it was looking very good, but I was thinking 5 wounds on Spartacus is a tough hill to climb. But
he almost made it look easy, almost.
Yeah. Well, now Alistair's almost dead too, but almost is not the same as actually.
Right.
Thing is, he can't really leave engagement with that knight, so he's got to... this is why I was almost thinking he should have attacked that knight. Well, I don't know. I was thinking he should have attacked that knight with Spartacus in the previous round, maybe, but because it's such an effective roadblock with Coward's Reward.
Right, yeah. Especially against those squaddies, that's super helpful. Down goes the knight, but, I mean, he played his part.
He certainly did. So now it's OM2 on Alistair. Let's see if Chris
he reveals his third. Okay.
He's just gonna probably take out Spartacus here.
Oh no! Oh no!
That is probably the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because Spartacus can now clean Alistair, and then you're running free.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much GG.
Yeah, just got to kill those 2 4th. He'll almost definitely kill one this turn.
Yeah,
and he's just gonna chase the other.
just think about it though. If Alistair had managed to kill on Spartacus last turn, and then or even 2 turns ago potentially, and then taken out one of those gladiators, or especially since the 3rd order marker, it was on Spartacus, so not on the gladiators. So he would have shut him down, and then he would have had the potential to overextend this round and take out both gladiators. So
yeah, that's true. Oh, but Chris did have order marker 3 on the 4th, so end of the round he could change it up a little bit here. If he gets 2 really solid shots and then gets an initiative switch, I mean, it's possible.
I think, let's see, this is a tough debate. Do you wait then fire here, or giving up height on the initiative switch?
I don't know, because I think either way you're kind of banking on an initiative switch. So
well, the question is, do you go put both of them on? I think I would put both of them on height now, hoping for the initiative switch coming.
Oh, okay.
So that sense. I get the 2 attacks that time.
The only problem with that is that 1/4 going back to that 3 hex skill.
I know it seems crazy, but I might have actually just thrown him up 2 spaces away from Spartacus, put both of them over there on that 7 hexer, not next to each other, just for curses reasons, but but put both of them on that level 3 plateau, just so that if you do win initiative, you have 2 attacks on that side where you can hit everything. And if you get 2 attacks now from the level 3 on the gladiators, and then 2 attacks wait then fire on Spartacus, on OM1, you can potentially clear all that out. Still got to figure out how to beat curses, but it's a start.
It's a step in the right direction.
It's a step in the right direction. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you can't really get out of curses range, so I think.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, curses is just going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, the only way you could avoid a curses bomb is by running back to your start zone, which is a poor strategy.
Right.
So yeah, my play actually would have been more aggressive here, putting them right up next to the gladiators, because they're going to get to them anyway. I guess this way, if he does lose initiative, that one 4th mass is effectively screening for the other one.
Okay.
But you're not really winning with. Yeah, I guess I would take, at the very least, I would take the one that he's fiddling with there, and I would move it up 1 space onto the 3 space, just so that, because it'll still screen for the other one that way, and you can attack with height. You're going to get 3 attack on those gladiators either way. The only different, and I mean, you could go, you do, if you choose to attack Spartacus, you're losing something, but he's losing a defense, you're losing an attack, so it's a bit of a wash. It's not quite. It's
a little different, but
it's probably worth it. Let's see. Okay, but they're both going for these anyway. So
okay, got one.
That's
that'll make order markers tricky for Veggie.
Very, very tricky. Now he's got to decide, because anything except curses could die next turn.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably just go curses. At this point, it's the only safe order marker.
That's true.
And it's you're gonna get a Sonic Fist hit. You could. The thing is, curses does need the kill or he dies, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, an attack of 4 on, it would be 4 on 4. Oof.
4 on 4. 5 on 4. He's got 5 attack with the Sonic Fists, but
right. Okay, so but 5 on 4. It's not your favorite situation you've ever had.
If it was like 1/4 remaining, then I think I'd easily do that, take that risk. But with 2 of them,
well, the alternative is you bound to a safe spot where you've got jungle cover, and then just run up to him on the next turn. But I still think curses is your safest place for an order marker with 3 1-life figures. Right. So he is putting one of his order markers on either Spartacus or Capuans, if not both. Could be a 3x on curses. It would not shock me if that's 3x on curses.
Yeah, and that does force Chris to make some decisions with his attacks. That I
mean the one thing is with curses, you can't afford to wait. Yeah, you're going to lose an order marker if Spartacus and Crixus die. But I'm sorry, Spartacus and the Gladiator die, and they were your order markers. But it's not like Cursus is going to get attacked. So here we go.
Right. And
Wow.
the Gladiator
Well,
just tanks it.
yeah, I probably would have gone for Spartacus.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
And we're looking smart. Look at us.
I mean, to be fair for me, I said that right after that order marker was revealed. So,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
no,
I
just because there was only one attack possible on Spartacus, unless he moved. So that's
It
what I was
just
thinking.
felt more likely that Veggie was going to put that opening order marker on Spartacus than
Yeah.
on the Gladiator. Just because the Gladiator could get hit twice and Spartacus was rolling 4 defense, to the single attack. And so I would have banked on Veggie putting the order marker there. But the fourth live on. So now Spartacus doesn't have an order marker. I think at this point you I guess you wait then fire again. You try to kill the Gladiator because you can't get a shot on Curses anyway. The only reason you would go do anything else is if you thought you could get out of the way of Curses, but with Bound and Sonic Fist, you can't run that top fourth away without a leaving engagement, so you may as well just sit there and hope you can tank it. Because if that one can get hit then there's no point in running away the bottom one. So yeah, absolutely. You just wait then fire on Spartacus, wait then fire on the Gladiator, hope for the best.
Yeah, man, lots of blocks going on right now, though. Nobody wants to die.
Indeed. So is this Cursus or the Gladiator? Probably Cursus.
Yeah, I was going to say, no way he goes order marker 2 on a Gladiator.
Yeah, he could have gone
shots from
Gladiator, Spartacus, Cursus, and then X on Cursus, which would have been a little. That's a little bit of a mind game play when you put 3 and X on the same figure, but sometimes it can help you out. But yeah, given that he put 1 on Spartacus, it seemed very likely that 2-3 were Cursus. What's Chris waiting about? That should only be 4 shields. He's right. So because they're not inspired because Cursus had order markers.
Oh, that's true. I didn't catch that.
Yep.
That's a good catch.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and it got him the kill.
Yeah. Now I'm wishing I'd to scroll up again to see if he did that on the first turn. But I don't know.
The first turn? No, I checked for that. Because I was really kind of, sort of. I mean, I know I was pretty sure he wasn't going to lead with Cursus, but I was kind of excited for it. But
yeah. Now, whether the Gladiator rolled 4 defense to the attacks on order marker 1, I don't know. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's dead now.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to go for Sonic Fist? I think it's the right play, just because otherwise you're going to take nice. two attacks from height.
Well, it'd only be 1 because the 1/4 is tied up with Spartacus.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Oh, but that's a very solid roll anyway.
It worked out. I think it's the right play. Now, given that this next one, I think I would move to force him to keep him from being able to run up for an attack.
Oh, that makes sense.
Maybe it does. I don't know. The thing is, I'd like to give him the opportunity to whiff on a Sonic Fist.
Right.
Because it's at this point that's your best chance to win the game is he whiffs on a Sonic Fist.
Yeah, and that's what he's doing.
Or you take a leading engagement so you can shoot him.
Shoot Curses?
And
nice.
you picked this game turned out a lot closer than I was given credit early. Early on, I was like, man.
Hey, it's fine. I was kind of the same. I had no idea what was going to happen in this game. I haven't really looked at it at all, so I'm glad it's turned out like this.
Yeah, so this is why it was smart for Chris to do this, because now Veggie does not have the option of just running up and attacking a 3v4.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. So that was so this is the last order marker of the round. So he does have the option of just running up, sitting next to the jungle, and then getting onto the plateau in the next order marker. I'm sorry, in the next round. If he does that and he loses initiative, he's going to be facing an attack of 4. I think he should not attack, because here's why. The chances of him losing to a wait then fire from height on turn 1 of the next round are very low.
Right.
So because of that, if he does get cut up really bad, if he takes 2 wounds, say, from that attack on order marker 1, he can just Sonic Fist then. And, take his chances at that point. But if he wins initiative, he'll be able to get on level height and just get a 3v3 for the game. And that's, I think, but that's not, yeah. So I think that's a better strategy, because of what it means is he basically, it's 2/3 chance of winning, but by not doing it,
I think that increases.
He's basically saying, if I win initiative next round, I get a 3v3 and then I get the 5v4. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. So then, 3v3 and then a 5v3. If I lose initiative, I just take the 5v3 at the next round.
Right.
So I would not take the attack. I would definitely forego the attack.
Yeah, I think that's a really good breakdown.
I think it's actually kind of a slam dunk, just because you're almost certainly not going to die. And Chris works for MATLAB. He knows. He works for MATLAB. So.
Nice.
These are 2 very mathematically inclined players that we're dealing with right here. So nice. they both know what's up.
That's awesome. I'd love to hear their discussion of analyzing their same game together. That'd be awesome to hear. All right, yeah, going for the 3v3.
Yeah, exactly. Because now he can take the 3v3, and let's say he takes 2 wounds. Oh no, if he takes 2 wounds, he won't have the option. If he takes 1 wound, he could back up, and then, and then do a Sonic Fist. So at this point, this is where it's interesting. Right now, do you just take another 3v3, or do you back up and Sonic Fist 5v3 for the win? Right. At this point, I think I do that. I think I would take the leave and 5v3 for the win, because
that's most tempting to me, I think.
I don't know. Cow, I don't know. The odds might not support that. See, this is definitely a closer call. I think it was a pretty easy call to not attack up with the Sonic Fist for the win, but here it's a more than 3/4, and if you don't, then you got a 50% chance of getting the kill. It's almost exactly 50-50 a 3v3.
Yeah.
And if you fail, exactly, you have 20% chance of getting taken out. That still says that you should just swing 3v3, which is disappointing, because it's way more fun to take the lead and then have it all come down to one roll.
3v3 for 1 equals 50%. Yeah.
Chris, don't worry. We got it covered. We're all over it.
This is awesome.
So if he swings, it's a 50% chance to win, and then a 50% chance to miss, and then a 20% chance of getting killed. So that's a 10% chance of losing on the next round. But the other thing is he could take 1 wound and then he's stuck in that. But then even then it's only 25% chance he loses from there. So yeah, he should.
Okay.
That ended up being much closer than I expected. I have to be honest. When I looked at those armies at the bat, I was like, man, he's just gonna take out squad by squad. But Crixus going down really hurt. That Crixus whiff really turned the whole game, I think. Before that, it just seemed like there was no chance. And then Chris was able to follow it up with several Capuan kills and really, kind of brought it to endgame really fast there.
Yeah, I was really impressed with his ability to just be able to capitalize off of that kill with Crixus, and then just kind of zone out his section of the map and kind of say, okay, get out of my corner.
Yeah.
Kind of have the reset, and it worked really, really well.
Yeah, I do agree with Veggie here that once he had pushed everybody back to where Crixus was going to need, where Cursus was going to need 2 order markers, I think he should have led with 4th.
Right, yeah.
And tried to pick off some things there. Oh, he thinks it should have been knights. I think it should have been 4th. I say, well, okay, so he's thinking totally different than me, which is interesting. I think I would have gone a couple early 4th. Maybe his thought is that the 4th were most useful in endgame, but I don't think so. I think the 4th, the Capuan, exactly. The Capuans did end up getting underextended.
Mm-hmm.
But he did make up for it with that Crixus kill. Was that late round 2 that he got the Crixus kill?
Yeah.
It did turn things around.
Yeah, it really did. I think it's interesting because if you'd gone with, and this is all like theory skipping, but like if you'd gone with knights, I kind of like the 4th play too because I feel like that would have forced the gladiators to overextend more.
Exactly.
And then knights are great at going like toe to toe with just a squad of knights and Crixus. Well, Crixus is still pretty tough, but
yeah, if you try to be aggressive with the Templar or the Knights to start the game, then the Gladiators are not going to get strung out. Crixus is never going to make it all the way over there, right next to Alistair.
That's true.
Well, I think he's suggesting where he might have set up.
Okay.
But if he had done that, then maybe you do go with a Sonic Fist to start round 2. I don't know. It depends where your Gladiators are. If you've been if you don't see Drake or Fourth in those early order markers in your veggie, you really slow roll your Gladiators. Mass them up, maybe in the bottom left corner. Mm-hmm. Just kind of get them off out of those level 1 start zone spots and into just onto the level 2, level 3 spots, and just so that you can deploy a little faster and you avoid getting strung out the way that he did end up getting strung out.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it was a huge mistake by Tanner when he got strung out that way. He was a little bit unlucky that Crixus died so quickly, and that exposed the Gladiators that were behind him. It's always bad when you get strung out like that, and mm-hmm. it really lets people back in the game when it happens. But it was a pretty exceptional turn of events when Crixus whiffed that like that. So
yeah, and I think he did a really good job adapting to that because he did end up losing all of his Gladiators on the front, did some damage while they were still there, but then once he was down to the last 2 Gladiators and Spartacus, he did do a really good job of keeping them together, keeping them out of the threat range of the 4th, and getting back into the game.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
all right,
yeah, awesome. Thanks so much for casting this game with me. I'm really glad we were able to talk about this game together.
Yeah, me too. It was a fun one. It ended up having a really exciting, lots of interesting little nooks and crannies to it. So it was a fun one.
Yeah, it was really, really great. So
cool.
Before we sign off, do you have anything you'd like to share with the viewers? I think we've got like upwards of 3 at this point. So
upwards of 3, no kidding.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I think you're growing. The content's really great, and I'm excited to see some of the other games that you've. I know you've recorded some of my favorites. That I've seen in recent tournaments, so I'm excited to see what other people have to say about those.
Yeah, I'm really excited because we've got a lot of good content coming up, a lot of good co-casters coming up as well. I'm not sure what exactly the order of events is going to be as far as posting them, but yeah, we've got a good few weeks at least of content coming up. So
right on.
Yeah, it'll be great. But yeah, thanks again for joining me. Thank you to our 3+ viewers who are out there watching. Let us know what you think. Let us know if, always let me know if there's anything you think I can do to improve or any suggestions you have. I'm always open to those. And yeah, just go out there, enjoy your day, enjoy Heroscape, and remember how glorious the world is. This is 10 Points Under, signing off.
Wash your hands.